recorder is going. Audio recording is going. So let me double check that I've got this recording master. I do. All right. Dice to Pixels, episode 2.
Oh, God.
Starts now. Doesn't actually matter that much. It's more for syncing the audio.
Don't hurt yourself.
Chad, that's a great shirt you've got on.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about it? A little bit about it?
I'm the D&D #1 fan.
Are you?
Yes, because I'm wearing the shirt.
Now, tell me about why that shirt doesn't make sense. Because, I know, but Scooter doesn't know.
Well, Scooter, the icons in the middle are from Magic the Gathering.
Are you going to do that voice the whole time?
Yeah, no. It was a very quirky shirt that we seen at Origin.
Yeah.
Devin pointed it out and kind of giggled.
Definitely a trigger shirt.
Yes.
I like it.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Welcome back to our 800 million viewers of the Dice to Pixels podcast, of which we have yet to post a single episode.
But we do love 7,999,998.
Yeah, 2 of them are just assholes.
Dicks.
Yeah. Devin and... No.
Devin twice.
Devin twice. We love Devin. Devin's great. Devin hopefully is going to join us in near future.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. And not episode 3 either, probably, partly because we might record episode 3 tonight as well. We'll see how long we talk for. This might be episode 2 and 3.
Yes. There's a lot of stuff. I need a lot of notes.
Yes, so we are speculative right now because we haven't even posted episode 1 to YouTube or Spotify. So we are recording blind, as it were, and welcome.
Yes, thank you for joining us, as always. Yeah.
Why don't, it sounds like you two are going to kind of run the show tonight.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna kind of call this episode 2 here. It's going to be mostly based around Steam Next Fest.
Is it now?
Yes.
What's Steam Next Fest?
So Steam Next Fest was, I believe it was a week-long promotion, I guess you could say, that was on Steam recently, where you had the chance to play a bunch of demos for upcoming games that are to be released within the next 6 months or so.
Oh.
And maybe farther out too.
Some of them are releasing in 2023.
Yeah. So,
but upcoming games.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
and just to be clear, that was only partly a question for the viewers' sake. I actually also didn't know. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. So Sarah was playing around on Steam. The weekend really. Yeah. The weekend that it ended, and downloaded a whole bunch of demos.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually get to all of them.
Yeah,
some of them were only for a limited time, it seems.
Yeah.
But
so, Sarah, why don't you start us off? Or would you like me to start with one and then you can do several and then I will finish with one?
Let's do that, I guess.
There's 2 games that I had picked when Sarah was looking through them, and she felt that they would be really solid for me. The first one I'll talk about is called Moon Scars. We'll put links in the description for all these. It's a 2D Metroidvania hack and slash Souls-like game. Very similar, if anybody had the chance to play Blasphemous. Very gothic, gory, 2D, like really hard Souls-like slasher. And I played that, beat it. Good game. This developed by Black Mermaid Studios. Again, my first feeling when I started playing it was this is basically Blasphemous, just in a different setting. More kind of Castlevania-ish, that kind of gothic lore, vampire, werewolf, monster, hunter, shit like that.
But do you have a pointy hat?
No. Unfortunately, you don't have a pointy hat. Combat, the gameplay in combat was what to expect from a 2D game. The hack and slash combat was nice.
Top down or side scroll?
Actually, 2D side scroll.
Okay.
So, it was good. I liked it, and it's one of those games. One of my notes here actually is I can already tell that there will be some yelling moments for me with this one.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this one. I will more than likely pick it up when it comes out. Yeah. So that's my first one. All right, Sarah, the next 7 are all you.
Yeah, so I went a little bit crazy and kind of just went through everything and picked a whole bunch that sounded kind of interesting to me. One that I was disappointed that was not on there that I've been looking forward to since I first heard of it is called Bear and Breakfast. It's basically Stardew Valley, only you're a bear that's starting up a bed and breakfast. I was hoping that would be on Next Best, but alas.
Shame.
Boo.
Shame.
But the first game I played was called The Block. It is developed by Paul, I'm going to butcher this name, Schneff, I think, and it's published by Future Friends Games. It's basically touted as a city builder for people that don't like city builders, which...
Elaborate.
So, yeah, it's... The demo itself was, I think, I want to say, was it a 5x5 grid, and you were just given basically a randomized building, sidewalk, or like a tree or something, and you can just place it someplace. So it starts you off in the very middle of this this grid, and then you're only allowed to place other buildings and such that are like attached to what's already there. So you just kind of build a weird little city block. So it was very chill. Like there's no huge goals or anything for it. Like it definitely is a city builder for someone that doesn't like city builders.
Okay.
Or wants to like city builders and just doesn't follow through with them like I do. So
yeah, well, I was curious partly because that describes me pretty accurately.
Yeah. So it's very like there's like 3 colors basically. Like it's very, very simple graphics, very simple color schemes. You just click and set down a thing like a building. You can rotate the grid, and
it almost surprises me that is a PC game.
Same.
I would expect it on iPad.
Yeah, that was my thought as well. Was playing through it and like this would be a great mobile game. I just play this all the time on mobile. So
interesting.
Hopefully, it comes to mobile at some time.
Yeah, I mean that seems like it'd be interesting.
Yeah, but I've wish listed it for myself just because it seemed very. Just want to remember it too, and they don't have a release date at all. It's just
those
coming soon.
Sons of bitches.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
If you've got a product that isn't even close to done, I want a damn release date. Come on. Also, I'm realizing, unrelated to anything, but I need to plug up that one
corner.
There's one corner that the light is coming through, and it's just getting a god ray going here.
The next game that I played, basically I just played these in alphabetical order because I just went down our games list. I think I had heard about this. I think Chad had heard about it and brought it up to me before. It's called Cult of the Lamb, developed by Massive Monster and published by Devolver Digital. So immediately you kind of grabbed me there with Devolver. Every Devolver game I've ever played, I've enjoyed. Basically, you are a sacrificial lamb, literally a lamb. You're brought back to life by some sort of imprisoned god. And the god only agrees to do it if you agree to start a cult that worships it and helps destroy the 4 other like dukes or whatever they're described as, because they're the ones keeping this god more or less trapped where they are and imprisoned.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's kind of like hack and slashy, but it's also you're getting resources to build the temple. You're getting followers to join your cult. You have to keep your followers fed and happy, and it's very. The game itself, in terms of graphics, it makes me think of the graphical style, the art style of like, what is it called? Why am I brain stop?
A game or a style?
It's a cartoon.
Oh.
For Cult of the Lamb?
Just give me a second.
Isn't it like The Binding of Isaac or something? Or?
Well, a little bit, but I was also thinking
Super Mario Brothers.
Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, okay.
Makes me think of like that chibi style Powerpuff Girls.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like very cutesy that way, but also like when you're hacking and slashing stuff, there's like blood splurting everywhere, and it's like a weird dichotomy of the two of them. So yeah, I wish listed that one, obviously. and it's coming out July 11th for $27.99.
Don't tell me when it's coming out or how much it is. If you've
I'm
got a
going
product that's not done, I don't want to.
Go telling us when to fucking buy shit.
I will do what I want.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. As long as it's fun.
Next game I played was Handyman Corporation by UZ Games and published by gdevs.com. It's a simulation game. Basically,
Simulation of
being a handyman.
I would have never guessed.
Right?
What kind of handyman?
So, basically a general all contractor type thing. Like, for the demo itself, you were just dropped into like basically a 1-bedroom apartment and told to fix a fridge. And some other items as well, and like redo. I think you're remodeling the kitchen or something there. I didn't get very far in it though. I found we have a decent PC for gaming and whatever, but moving around, the frame rate was very jumpy.
That's
and
not
and it's like
betas.
The graphic. We need a graphic card up here too.
Yeah, but just the same, like whatever.
Graphics card. Who needs that?
Yeah. Fuck you and your graphics card, son.
But even the graphic quality, like I played the hell out of Power Wash Simulator, and that game so much.
We'll talk about that one in another episode.
I've seen it. I feel like I would love it, but I hate it.
It's so fucking good. But like the graphics on that are really decent, and Handyman Simulator, like the graphic quality, like I don't know if it's because it's demo and beta and whatever.
It's probably
just
beta.
Lower, and it's lower. But the fact that it was so jumpy was just it turned me off a little bit. Plus, like so you get in your toolkit, you have a manual on how to fix everything, but you can't have the manual up while you're doing the thing at the same time. So I think if they don't, I would hope that they fix that, because I don't want to have to memorize books.
So you don't want to be a handyman, is what you're saying?
No, I don't want to be. I want to simulate being a handyman. I don't want to be. If I am a real handyman, I have that book or that YouTube video in front of me while I'm doing the thing.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that.
Yeah. And so, like, you get a screwdriver for some reason to reattach wires, but you put
That's actually probably about right, honestly.
Yeah, but you put one wire in wrong and your screwdriver breaks.
Well, also probably not totally wrong. As someone who's wired my fair share of circuits, depending on how you're doing it.
So you just have to order a new one, and I was just like,
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's one that might be worth going back to when it's closer to finish to see what kind of final touches they put on it. But
so -2 out of 10, we got it.
Yeah, but the release date is September 29th, so I don't know how, unless this was like an early build that they released. I can't.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not super keen on it myself, but someone else might be. Don't.
Oh my God. If that was on, I don't think it was on camera.
We really have to rethink this whole having the cats up on the table.
I think you're off the hook because I don't think that was in frame.
Yeah. So another game that I don't think I had heard of and just on a whim downloaded it and am now incredibly excited for it is called Blast Worker. It is developed by Offie Wolf and Wood Interactive Limited and published by Wired Productions. It is, my immediate thought in playing it was it felt like a Portal game.
Oh.
Yes, in terms of you didn't get to see a whole lot of the game itself and how it will all play, but in terms of like storyline, and you're basically in a giant warehouse. You're the last human worker. Everything has gone automated with robots and whatnot, and you're going through, and somehow you ended up down in like the training room, start off things, and like it had such a Portal feel for it. And I love Portal so much that like it's plus shelf shaded graphics. I also love those too, so that was just another bonus point. So, yeah.
Well, I think you're the only person in the world that likes either of those things.
Right?
So
I know. Like
that probably won't
do
well.
Yeah. So it's to be released sometime this year in 2022. Don't know when.
Yeah. You keeping track of all these games? Because I mean, you better be.
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
because like we're definitely not going to put any of the links in the description below
No,
at all.
That's correct.
None.
It's a
None
game
of them.
search.
No.
We're actually, no, we're going to go one step further. We're going to put the wrong links in the description below.
I will link Steam's search page.
Put every single title, but it just goes to the search
No,
page.
just the Steam search down below. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Work for it. Come on.
Come on.
Another game I played, which surprised me with how much I enjoyed it, was Lonely Mountains Downhill, developed by Megagon Industries. I probably said that totally wrong.
Probably.
Don't really care. Published by Thunderful Publishing. It's like an old polygraphic style, and basically you're just mountain biking down a hill.
Oh.
That's literally all it is. Like you hit rocks and you die and you have to go back to checkpoints and
Okay.
restart
Yeah,
there.
I've played lots of games like that.
Yeah, it was like super. Sorry, Chad just added a sentence to my document.
Oh, I see. It's a Google Doc.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm done. Sorry.
Yeah.
Unprofessional.
I apologize, Sarah. Please continue talking about this big game.
But yeah, I played the hell out of it. I did the entirety of the demo and then immediately put it in my cart because it was also on sale for Steam Summer Sale.
Which one was this?
The downhill biking one.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man, oh yeah, yeah. This so
Excite Bike. That's the one I'm
Kind of.
thinking of.
Yeah.
it kind of was. Even watching Sarah play it, I'm like totally. It reminded me of what was that one for the 360? It was a big popular one that was on the 360, and same thing, mountain bike, and you're doing like all these crazy like jumps and loops, and you're trying to like
Dune.
yes, Years of War, Trials something, Trials. I'll look it up.
Yeah. I think I also enjoyed it because when I play like GTA Online and such, like that's one of the things I love doing is just the off-roading, like in vehicles or in cars or dirt bikes or whatever. So.
Again, I think you're the only person.
Totally.
In the
I am
world.
exactly. I'm like totally just own unique person.
Yeah, you're just so weird.
Yeah.
Nobody
It's
likes
so
those
weird. Oh my
So
god.
weird.
All right, cool.
Trials. Trials.
Are you still on that?
Well, it's Trials. Like the main heading of the game is Trials, but I think there was like Trials. There's a bunch of different ones in the series. I just can't find the first one.
Is there a court version of it too?
Oh, probably.
Yeah. Court trials. Ooh.
It's here it's saying
I'll
Trials.
queue up some crickets in post.
Thank you.
Trials
Thank you.
Fusion, Trials Rising. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
It looked like a really fun game. It was fun every time Sarah would fall off the mountain.
I was just giggling like a maniac too.
Yeah,
It was
as
great.
one does.
It's a kitty.
We'd like to introduce our guest at this time, Scooter. Scooter, how you
How
feeling?
old you
Aww.
Next game we played was
Aww.
Thank you.
it's called The Many Pieces of Mr. Q. Developed and produced by Gamma Next. It's a point and click story, which seems point and click seem to be coming back in again.
Yeah. Yeah. but
Like Monkey Island style.
Yeah.
it was
I never
more-
got into those.
Neither have I, because I didn't find the level of interactivity to be all that engaging, apart from
Yeah.
I think they're coming back in part because of Escape Simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my stance on it.
I think between them and visual novels.
No, I don't think that has it.
But yeah, so it was a point and click story about a little yellow guy trying to open a present. He wanted an apple, and some disembodied hand gave him an apple, and then shoved the present away. It's a bizarre game, but also the puzzles in it itself were quite enjoyable. So it's a puzzle based point and click type thing. So I'm curious about it. I'll probably pick it up when it's on sale at some point, but the release date is until 2023, so whatever.
Fair enough.
There was 2 rhythm-based games that we downloaded. One of them I know. Did you actually try it? I don't think
which one?
the metal.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh God, yes.
Do you want to talk about that now or the other one first?
Let's talk about this one. Metal Health Singers.
Yes.
Holy crap! So this game,
It's developed by The Outsiders and published by Funcom.
yeah, this game is fucking fun. So it's basically Doom, but you have to fire your gun to the beat of this kick-ass metal soundtrack that plays throughout the whole game. And it is so fucking good.
When you say have to,
You don't have to, but you get
bonus
bonus,
points and
yeah.
stuff. So it's like, you're like it's
interesting.
It's so good. And it looks like Doom, straight out of freaking Doom.
Yeah.
Oh my,
fighting demons. You're a demon fighting other demons.
It reminded me a lot too of a game that released earlier in the year called BPM, beats Bullets Per Minute.
Yeah.
Same thing. It was a first-person shooter where you were firing your gun to the beat of the music, and the enemies would have to fire their guns at the beat of the music as well.
Interesting.
But this one, to me, is like the metal alone, the whole metal soundtrack.
Yeah, well, we know you like metal music.
I love country.
Chad.
Yeah, dude.
Willie Nelson, #1 fan right here.
Yeehaw, I love me some Garth Brooks. Time to roll, bitches.
And like the music was really good too, because it's not just like generic like metal music. Like they have Alyssa White from Arch Enemy in one of the songs that they demoed, and like when your combo, you always have the instrumentals going, but when you get your combo up to 16, that's when the vocals come in, and so it's just like it feels like the badass part of action movies that just constantly. So it's really really good.
Interesting.
Yeah, I highly recommend it to anybody that's into like first person shooters or like rhythm based games like this, and if you like heavy metal.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
All 768,944 probably.
Yeah.
Oh, did we lose some?
Well, no, these are just the metal fans.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All 8 million of our viewers probably aren't all metal.
Maybe 2 or 3 not.
Yeah.
Fuck. Fuck pizza.
Yeah, and so that one is released on September 15th this year. So looking forward to that one.
Cool.
The other rhythm game I played, I don't believe Chad did. It's called Melatonin. It's developed and published by Half Asleep.
Ironically enough, I fell asleep while she was playing.
I'm not good at it. I'm not good at rhythm-based games for the most part to begin with. But this one is, I don't know if it's just my ineptitude with it or if it is just exceptionally unforgiving. Because like basically it's this guy that's falling asleep on his couch at home, and you're playing the music in his dreams. And so the first level you play, he's like eating pizza, and pizza's getting shot out of the box into his mouth. For the life of me, I can't get you have to match up the circle that goes up to the button that you have to press. And it has to be exactly like matched up. The A needs to cover the A in order for it to count properly. So
they just haven't dialed in their controls yet.
Yeah, so for that one, it was particularly like for it, but the other levels were a lot more forgiving. Like the shopping one was great, and I like that one. So you have both. So you get the practice before each one, where you get to kind of more or less learn the rhythms and the cues that are in the visuals itself. But in the actual scored version of the game, they take away the assist unless you specifically request to have it in there. So you have to go based off of the music and any visual cues. So it's definitely difficult. But yeah, like I said, it needs to dial in, especially with just that one level. Yeah. Also, I just need to get better too, apparently.
Yeah, get better.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Get good, scrub.
Yeah, I'm going to cut it now, and I'll do my last game.
I wish you would.
Also, if you're interested, Melatonin is released on September 16th.
Okay.
See, that's one thing I didn't check on was release.
It's okay. They can find out. Yeah. Do some work.
Yeah.
Come on.
The other game I checked out was called Tyrant's Blessing. It's it's like a strategy RPG. The first thing that popped in my head when I played it was Final Fantasy Tactics or Tactics Ogre.
Okay.
One of those, even Vandal Hearts actually too, which is probably one of my fucking favorite games of all time, Vandal Hearts.
Okay.
You play on a small little, I'm not sure the size specifically, but it's an isometric 3D map. And then there's 2D sprites placed on a grid-based strategy RPG game, your usual fare. They're dubbing it an RTS / roguelite style of a game. So when you die, your progress isn't lost. It kind of, depending on certain things like levels and shit, you still carry them over into future runs of a game. It's interesting. Like I said, I only had a small amount of time, so these are just like little tidbits that I had with it. But it's if you were a fan of Final Fantasy Tactics or Tactics Ogre for back during the Super Nintendo days or PlayStation 1 days, I think you'll find some enjoyment out of this one. It releases. I will tell you in a second.
Hold, please.
Hold, please. It releases on August 8th of this year.
Oh,
nice.
Soon.
Yeah, by Mercury Game Studio and published by Freedom Games. So definitely check that one out. It looks like it could be a fun little one for those retro style RPG tactic fans. And Kat. Hey, hi, Scooter.
She was saying hi. That's why I had to pick her up.
Yeah.
She's baking now.
Yeah.
And now we take episode 2 of this podcast right back to Sarah.
Ugh. Next one I played, also excited for now, called Moon Farming.
Yeah, come on, Sarah.
Moon Farming!
give us
Moon Farming!
Jeffrey!
It's developed by Simula M and published by Playway SA. It was only an alpha, but considering what it was at already, what they did for the demo was definitely already pretty well developed. Basically, it's like Subnautica on the moon. You're building a colony on the moon.
Interesting.
Yes.
What's different about it than other, let's say, Surviving Mars? Have you played Surviving Mars?
I have not.
Or
I see it all the time. It's come up several times in my suggested list, so I do think I should probably check it out. So.
what's the goal of colonizing the moon? Are you terraforming it or just economic?
I think it's from what they kind of give you, it's more like building a colony building type thing. So you can do indoor plants and stuff, but maybe some terraforming later on.
Raise some cats, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Space cats.
Moon cats.
Yep.
Moon cats.
Yep. There is a what was it? There's a Cybertruck on the moon.
Oh, fair enough.
Doesn't drive very well on the moon.
No, it wouldn't.
So that one is releasing soon. But
yeah, that's true, because I remember watching that. You were flying all over the friggin' place on
it
that
was
thing.
fun.
Yeah, it would be a little powerful for the moon.
I literally drove it up a hill and jumped out and just watched it
just entered orbit.
Yeah.
It was a good time. But yeah, I probably will be playing the hell out of that whenever that comes out, considering
cool.
how much I played Subnautica.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Then I played a game called Naiad. This is a very neat game. It's developed and published by High Warp, and it is a cozy game, is the best way to describe it. I love me some cozy games. Basically, it kind of looks like Paper Ketto, I guess kind of like Paper Mario type stuff like that. And you're just basically a river spirit going down your river, gathering fish and frog friends to follow you, and helping ducklings get back to their mom. Just solve. It's
very similar to.
It's a very chill game.
When do you take over the world?
Probably when you get to the oceans.
Okay.
Very similar to Flower or
yes, yeah.
Journey. That kind of game where you're leading or following a designated path.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a semi-designated path. Yeah, it's just very chill, very pretty. Music is nice. I liked it. So it's supposed to be released third quarter of this year. Don't know when, but it's on Ocean, so I will know eventually.
Chad says it's the worst game on earth.
Yes, totally. Another game I played is called Spirit Tea. I saw this a long time ago.
Yeah, you were going on about this one.
Yes, even before Next Fest. It was developed, or it is developed by Cheese Master Games, published by No More Robots.
Surprisingly, they know jack shit about cheese.
Maybe.
Disappointed.
How much do you know about cheese?
I know that I can cut it.
That's a good thing to know.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
So spirit tea.
Yes, Spirit Tea. So it's basically, it's advertised as a mix of Stardew Valley, Spiritfarer, and Spirited Away.
A lot of spirits.
It is.
There is a lot of
yeah.
spirits.
There literally is a lot of spirits. You've moved from the big city to the country. Are you going to sneeze?
No, I was wondering how long do you have to steep a spirit in order to make tea out of it?
Oh.
Well, it's a special tea pot that makes you see spirits.
Is it called an urn?
Yeah,
I think I'd
rather.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather a game where you
But then,
cremate people and then make tea out of their remains.
but then,
Okay, we'll
Would
make
you-
that game after we finish.
Spill
Spill
Drizzlers.
Drizzlers,
yeah.
yeah.
But then, if it's, would it not be considered like chocolate milk or hot chocolate because it's more of a powder?
Well,
Matcha
no.
is a tea and it comes in
Yeah,
powder.
anything
Oh, that's true.
besides
Mancha. Mancha. That's the next game.
Yep.
Mancha.
The rule is anything you put in a tea bag becomes tea.
Oh,
So, toss some steak in there, you got beef tea.
I noticed that your child was a little edgy. How about some Lego tea?
There you go. Yeah, 100%. I think that's how smallpox started.
I wanted live bat tea, you fucks.
Continue.
Sorry.
Tell us about this game.
By the way, this off-track fucking comedy segment has been brought to you by, I don't know, Monster?
Dinner.
I'm drinking. None of us are drinking the same thing.
No.
No, we're not.
Not sponsored.
Mm-mm.
Monster, if you sponsor us, I will give up my not scooter.
No.
Anything but scooter. Scooter's mine.
Okay. Well, I'm sure she's like, okay, well, stop squeezing me so hard, Dad.
No, she loves it. Tell us about Spirit Tea.
Yes. So you are a city person that moves to a countryside village. Because every game is like that now. And you end up drinking tea from a special teapot, start seeing spirits. Cat spirit is what you first see, and it guides you to a spirit bathhouse, basically, like what's in Spirited Away, if you've watched that. And basically the bathhouse is
Continue. I have a comment about this, but continue.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Continue.
But no one's been taking care of this bathhouse for years, and so all the local spirits have kind of forgotten who they are, and you need to help them remember who they are by running this bathhouse. And yeah.
This appears to be the story of a child who was drugged with LSD and then.
Oh my god. Oh my. All right.
I'm going to learn something from this dead naked guy. By the way, sir, you're not wearing a towel.
I mean, drank some tea and then went on a little journey, did we, to a bathhouse? Ooh.
All right. Spirit tea coming soon.
Did heavy metal go that way too?
Oh, dear God. I might cut that part.
Maybe, yeah. I have 2 games left. One is called Toilet Chronicles.
Oh, what?
This is that one with the tentacle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Maybe I don't need to cut that other part.
So Toilet Chronicles is developed by Maddie. I'm not Abdi Karamov.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Published by Bomby Games. It's 2008. You're trapped in a washroom. You have to escape. It's an escape room game.
Oh, okay.
But it's also weird. It has multiple endings. You have notes that are telling you from this other guy in a stall in the washroom.
That you end up passing a roll of toilet paper too.
Yes. And well, that's what he's writing the messages on, is on the toilet paper.
Is this like a sequel to Spirit Tea or?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe this is what happens in the United States version of
Spirit John.
But
It's the bathroom, the whole bathroom looked like something straight out of like a really crappy downtown bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. Yeah. So when you go into the one stall, you're able to go in and then lock and then unlock the door. It starts a timer. The door to the actual washroom disappears, and you have 3 minutes to escape this room. There's multiple endings, and
That's odd.
Yeah, it was really weird.
I'm strangely interested in playing this.
It's I would recommend it because it is like so friggin' bizarre.
Yeah.
And yeah, it releases on July 14th. So you could try it soon.
I started watching Sarah play this, and when I looked over, all I seen was a tentacle wrapping around her character. So all you see on screen is like tentacle and tentacle and tentacle, and then you hear, and then it shows like ending something of something. So I'm like, what the fuck? So Sarah restarted, and I noticed that she was in a shitter. And you open a vent, and there's a grenade, and then turn and open the stall, and there's a shitter. And I'm like, well, wait, can you actually sit on it? And sure as hell,
And
yes,
you're
you
a pair of
can.
disembodied legs when you're on
Yeah.
the shitter.
There you go.
Yep. So, yeah,
Hey.
it's
It's
quirky and weird.
It's a
and-
weird game, but
Yeah.
it was intriguing to say the least.
Yeah.
The last game I played last demo I played was also quite weird, called Life Gallery by 751 Games. It is a creepy kind of point and click visual poetry book? Visual novel? I don't even know how to really describe it. There's this game I played years ago on Steam called Cat Lady, and it's like it was a horror genre kind of point and click type thing. I don't know. It was bizarre, and it had very simple puzzles in it. But I was also morbidly curious to see where the hell the story was going, because you like solve the puzzle and then it's like a single line of a poem or a story or whatever is going on with this in this overall story. And possibly the main character killed their family. I'm not sure. Very curious as to what's going on. So I put it on my wish list to pick up whenever it's on sale, because my curiosity is peaked and I need to know. So
Fair enough.
yeah. It's being released soon.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all of them.
That was all my demos that I demoed.
Well then.
I'm glad demos are coming back in.
And that was what I guess our picks from Steam Next Fest that at least we found to be interesting. Especially that Spirit Tea. I can't wait for the sequel, Mancha.
Yeah, Mancha. That's gonna be good. Yeah. I'll tell you, my favorite thing from Steam Next Fest, is it?
Yes.
Next Fest? Was RimWorld, because that's the only game I've played recently. It's a great game. I think it's going to be released about, 4 years ago? Really cool sort of colony builder, don't starve sort of vibe. If you're interested, check it out 4 years ago when it came out.
We'll put the link in the description.
I have been playing RimWorld though, and I've been enjoying it. Although total departure from the list of games, which was great. When I play, do you play games like? I know you play Stardew.
Yep.
Do you play any games that are like colony builder, sort of survival-ish? Not really.
You played Harvest Moon when you were younger, didn't you?
Hell no.
I thought you played Harvest.
No, I played Civilization.
No, you watched Sailor
I
Moon.
played it. Yeah. No, that was Kirk watched Sailor Moon. I didn't.
I was just in the room while it was on.
I'm a fucking Transformer guy, okay? But no, I played like Civilization 2 and 3. I was always big on the Civilization games.
So little different, but so where I was going was
there's just something that feels good about growing and amassing your technology so advanced that you drop a nuke on a bunch of club welding elephant riders.
Yeah. No, well, if you're gonna nuke somebody, it should be somebody in the Stone Age.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I personally think we should nuke the Amazon rainforest and get everyone who's uncontacted, right? I mean,
And also,
Perfect.
fuck spiders.
Yeah, no, actually, yes. Fuck spiders. Suddenly I'm actually into nuking them.
I'm sure millions of people would be like, yeah, they're fucking...
Dinner plate size
God.
nasties.
That's Australia. We wouldn't bomb them. We like them.
Well, the benefit of that is most of Australia doesn't have any people.
Sure.
So you're actually okay.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say was whenever I play a game like RimWorld or Don't Starve or even Stardew Valley to some extent, I always get to the sort of plateau where, like RimWorld right now, I restarted my colony a handful of times because I wanted to play with exclusively Bloodlust and Psychopath colonists so that I could like butcher people and everything else and it would all be good. This is actually a common strategy. I just like it because I think it's amusing. But I get to this point where right now I've got like my big barn full of animals and I'm growing horses are out of control. I'm eating nothing but horse meat because they're breeding like you wouldn't believe. So
the horses are bunnies.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The gestational period in that game is like probably, it's off by a significant margin, but it's like almost rational.
Yeah.
But then the maturation rate is like crazy. It's like, oh, they're like a year old. They're good to go. And it's like, no, I don't think that's quite right. But are you looking it up?
I am.
Maybe I'm wrong. So anyways, like I'm at this point where I'm super comfortable in the game. Like I don't have to do anything. The colony just runs itself.
Yeah.
From 18 months old.
Oh, okay. It's probably not that
But
outrageous.
usually domesticated horses are allowed to mature to at least 3 years old.
Yeah, I just let them do their thing. So I guess that's not that outlandish. Okay,
And
so
gestation is between 11 and 13 months.
Okay, so the timing in the game isn't actually that far off. In that case, then, if we ever find ourselves in a post-apocalyptic colony situation,
Horses.
horse meat.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, so I'm at this point where I don't really have to do anything. I can just let the game run and kill the occasional like raiding party, and I'm good to go. But I feel like I should be building more stuff to like further the colony, and I'm kind of like, I already feel like I beat the game, even though I'm nowhere near beating the game. Do you have that when you're playing those games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get to a point where you're just like, I have to do so much more work to advance so much further.
Yeah.
Like 16 steps.
You almost don't want to destabilize your colony, which I guess is why they do like the raids and stuff. Because like, well, if we destabilize your colony for you, then you won't feel bad about having to like move to the next step.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're like, maybe I just defended too well because it's just, it never bothers my colonists. They're fine. Like I've got 3 guys defending my colony. And it's great. So I was curious because like, that's always a thing that I struggle with in that specific genre. I always get to that plateau and then kind of like, I don't like, I had fun. I don't hate the game. I even enjoy still playing it, but I play it more to like screw around than actually try to evolve the colony.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I was alone in that. I'm curious if you're watching, what your thoughts are.
I would, I'm looking at RimWorld right now, and like even the visual style is very, like it's very Among Us. It kind of reminds me of Among Us.
Yeah.
No, it looks actually really, really cool, and it's on sale right now too. It's 10% off. So
it's a neat game. I've been enjoying it. So again, if you've been under a rock for the last 4 years,
it'd be one of those things though, where like when you have like the well-oiled machine, right?
Yeah,
everything just seems to be working fine or whatever. I think that's when I'd be more inclined to like, all right, let's fuck some shit up and just do something ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like I just need a day where I've got absolutely nothing to do and I can just like completely gut the colony. I have this problem with Factorio too, actually. Same idea. I'll get the factory running and then it's like, oh, in order to get to the next like science pack, I'd have to like tear up a good chunk of the colony, a good chunk of the factory and rebuild it. And I'm like,
Yeah. I think I find with those, like you have to give yourself artificial challenges almost.
Yeah.
Because even we were there's a streamer that we watch sometimes that does a GTA 5 RP.
Yeah.
And she was going through a bunch of her notes and stuff and found a bunch of the the like really high grade Stardew Valley farm layouts and shit like that she actually did. She did like charts and stuff for.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like, I mean, it's all well and good to like have, you know, charts and shit where like if you're playing like this and they say like, oh, the best way, you know, this is the best way to play the game is to do it like this. And fuck off. Like,
I think
I want to like chaos, right? I would take something like this and I would 100% just like, okay, everything's normal now, right? Let's fuck around. Like, and I would do things out of the norm and then just see if like how well chaos can, you know, kind of get shit going and shit like that. And
I think her charts, because I've looked these up myself too, is like farm planning, where it's just like you have the layout of the farm itself and then you just pre-plan what you want to do with the entire thing, like what your end goal more or less is. So.
Factorio is a lot of that because you got various input-output ratios and you really do kind of want to figure them out. Yeah, I don't mind doing that.
No.
I think Factorio does it better than some games because you get construction drones at a certain point, which means that you can like just drop down a blueprint and they'll build it for you as long as you have the stuff.
Yeah.
So it makes like rebuilding your base a little less painful. But yeah, with RimWorld, I'm like, oh, I'd have to do so. I actually don't need to do that much, but I'm just like, yeah, I could go through the 8,000 things of research to get my starship going just to get to another planet where I restart. But do I care? I'd rather just eat horse meat, right?
Right?
Like, apparently it's delicious. I don't know. Yeah, that's right, Scooter. Yeah, so anyways, I was curious because I've been playing that, and that's just every time I play one of these games, I end up in that sort of same situation where
you get to that, yeah.
I kind of plateau, and then I'm like, do I even want to go further? Or do I just want to have fun? Like GTA, I actually, you know what? Maybe I'm just a jackass when it comes to game because when I'm playing, keep your paws off the keyboard. Because when I'm playing GTA and stuff, I'll do like 4 or 5 quests until I get to like the sweet spot for abandoning the main line, and then I'll never finish the game. Although I feel like in GTA, that's like 90% of people, so I don't feel too bad about that. I don't know.
In GTA is a fun one because you can reach a point in that where you're just having so much fun, and I do this all the time.
I have never completed a GTA game.
GTA 5, 3 was actually so I never finished 3.
Yeah.
Because it was just so much fun to fucking drive around and just causing chaos and getting that wanted rating up so high so that you're just seeing how much you can get away with and all that. It was fun. San Andreas was great because they added so much to that game. And you just had a multitude of things to do in it. 5 is one where you can get to a point in that game where you can like just fucking around because some of the interactions that the players.
Isn't that every GTA game though?
Yeah, but this one, because you have 3 different protagonists, it's a bit different. So each one has different interactions with different with different people, right? Yeah, and it's really cool to see like how some of these, like when you switch from Michael to Trevor and Trevor's like drunk and he's riding a scooter or he's riding his truck chasing after some guy in a scooter, he's going scooter boy, scooter.
Yeah,
right. Or you switch over to Michael and Michael's the cinephile guy, so he's just getting up after watching a film, you know, whatever. It's just really cool, but like I think like with any of this sandbox style, I mean even Saints Row, you could say.
Yeah, I was gonna say like just with you riding around, just seeing how much trouble you can get in GTA. That's literally how I spend half the time in Saints Row 3 and 4. Like it's ridiculously fun in those games to do that. So.
Yeah. Have you ever played GTA, like the original GTA?
The top down one, yeah.
I still love that game. Yeah, it's so good.
It was that was a fun one. The fucking that was one of those ones where it's like,
yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, check it out. It's the original GTA. and it's like a top-down 2D, sort of 2.5D-ish. And it's great. I mean, it's got all of the right GTA sort of tropes to it and everything. You get your wanted rating and you steal cars of varying qualities and everything, but it's just, I don't know, something about it being like a 2D game, just it feels so different, and yet it's still very much GTA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the way that it's done, it makes, I don't know what they're called, but it makes me think of those like old, like they're actual like toy plastic things. Do you know? My uncle has some. Ross has some, I think, where it's like it makes that weird humming noise that looks like you're driving, and you're just moving.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those games that like scroll and it looks like, but it's not digital; it's mechanical. Yeah, I do know exactly what you're talking about.
There's something about those that makes me think of GTA original. So.
Yeah, agreed. Yep. Yeah, I have a very happy cat. Yeah. Yeah, what else? What have I been doing lately? So I reorganized the board games. That's important. Got some new ones to check out still. We got to play Madara at some point still.
We need to unbox Madara.
We do need to unbox Madara.
And Wonderbook.
And Wonderbook, yep. Still haven't unboxed Doctor Who, which may or may not be any good, but whatever. What else? Richter was showing me some games this afternoon when I was over there. He was showing me, some games. God damn, I'm terrible.
We hear that one Bard song.
Bard sung.
Bard sung.
Yes. Every time. I know. Same.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, they were playing at that last night, actually.
Oh, right on.
He invited me, but I couldn't make it. I had some other stuff I had to do. But it looks really cool. Big game. Big game.
Yeah.
The pieces are...
Yeah, some of those boss creatures are big.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, I think he got through the Kickstarter, did he not? And then
yeah,
he got some extras with that.
Richter gets everything through Kickstarter.
Yeah, I mean,
he's the original Kickstarter addict, which is not a judgment, by the way.
No.
What was I gonna say? What was the name of the RPG system you sent me this morning?
The new one coming soon.
Infernal something?
It's Helgard.
Helgard.
It's a
new
Helgard Curse of Cana. It's by Granite Glyph Publishing Company, and it said that
if you scroll down a bit more, it's Monster Fight Club and somebody else in association with
Campaign Coin.
Yeah.
So it's another one. It's a rules. Helgard Curse of Cana is a rules-light role-playing game of infernal fantasy, complete with 5 single-night adventures and tools to create others, featuring contributions from legendary world builders and game designers Ed Greenwood, Gwendolyn Kestrel, John Wick, and others. John Wick?
I know, that was my thought when I read that. I'm like, what?
Now I'm going to have to watch John Wick.
He's finally put the Uzi down and decided to do something.
Oh dear God! That looks fun. I might when they actually put the Kickstarter up 12 days from now. So probably after you're watching this, it's probably already started.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably check it out. I feel like every time I do a new RPG, I just think, oh man, I could play D&D instead. But I like the fact that it's focused on rules light and single night adventures.
Yeah.
That I like. Actually, that total non sequitur. And this is interesting. I'm curious to know people in the comments as well, all 8 million of you.
Yes.
Murder mysteries.
Oh, yeah.
You like murder mysteries?
Yes.
Chad, what are your thoughts? He has no thoughts. You heard it here. I have only played a murder mystery with a few people, and hopefully they're not watching. And it was atrocious. I hated it. But I think that's because those people weren't role players.
Yeah.
I think I might enjoy it with the right group of people. Because it's basically just role playing.
Yes. And it also has to be done right. There was one I did on a New Year's, and there was more women than men at this one, and so they gender swapped. But the character I played was a bit of a floozy and was supposed to go around and flirt with all the men, but because they were gender swapped, I didn't know they were originally supposed to be male characters.
I see.
So there was no way I was going to figure that out who the murderer was. But,
yeah.
But yeah.
So okay, so
people.
Murder mystery. How are murder mysteries supposed to work? Because every time I've ever done one, somebody's just like handed me a slip of paper, and I've only done a few. And they're like, here's your character. And it tells you like some high level backstory and then like whether or not you're the murderer. Although usually that's like the second or third act that you actually get the information that you're the murderer. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is weird because when we start, because nobody theoretically knows that they're the murderer right off the hop, at least in the ones that I've done. And I'm like, so nobody knows if they're the murderer. So we're all just playing like, maybe I killed him.
Yeah.
And then you finally get to the third act and then everybody's like, oh, I'm not the murderer. Okay. That seems really dumb to me. Is that how it's supposed to be done?
I don't remember it being that way. So I've done at least two I can think of. The first one, we kind of just all sat around the kitchen and did it that way. But I think I think the murderer knew right away with that one.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the other one I did it for New Year's.
I feel like if I was going to do a murder mystery, and we might do one as a group, I figure if I was going to do one, I think I would have to hide clues around the house that have like information attached to them.
Yeah, like kind of like a crime scene type.
Yeah,
thing.
like straight up hide a knife.
Yeah.
With like a Post-it note strapped to it.
Yeah.
That you got to find throughout the evening.
So that second one I did for New Year's, they gave us all of our character information.
Yeah.
I think a week ahead of time or so. So
yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, so we could figure out the character, and then we were supposed to costume as well.
Sure.
So I think doing it that way, and then there was props at this one too.
Yeah, that seems like a better way to do it. I think maybe I just did terrible ones because that's always something I've wondered about. Because I know people that swear by murder mysteries. They're like, oh, they're the most fun way to spend a night, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I think you're insane. But maybe I've just been terrible at them.
Maybe.
Or like not terrible at them, but had terrible ones. You know what else I just realized is I left these strip lights on and I hope it looks fine. I don't think there's any flickering. I'm going to turn them off now and let's hope.
I haven't seen any flickering.
The cameras will sometimes flicker, but I think it's fine. I'm going to turn them off anyways. Bear with me, all of you at home, although I'll probably cut this part out anyways. Yay, Cantina. Check it out through the power of wireless communication.
Whoa!
It looks like it got darker.
I did get darker. I'm actually going to turn them back on. I don't think they're flickering. I think we're fine. It actually made like a notable difference.
Yeah.
I'll put that in the blooper reel. Yeah. So that's all right. Murder mystery. I'll have to let me know in the comments. Tell me I'm an idiot and I'm being judgmental or something, or tell me how to do them properly. I don't know, because it's something that I feel like I should enjoy, but I've never had a good one. I've never had a good experience.
I think probably having a group of our peers.
I think that's probably step one.
Yeah. Also, when you're doing it, someone needs to be like the host to answer questions. So there has to be an organizer.
Sky Voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need a Sky Voice.
We'll get Devin to be Sky Voice.
Yes.
Could also talk to his sister. She would be an excellent Sky Voice.
No. I have a rule where I don't talk to your sister.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, most people don't talk to my sister.
That's true. Out of the billions of people on Earth, most of them do not talk to your sister.
Yep.
Especially you, Ron.
Yeah. And Jim.
Yeah.
Lance.
Jim.
Come on.
Gary.
Don't be mean to Gary.
All right. Yeah, and Aloysius is cool too.
Aloysius?
Yeah, he suffered enough.
Yeah, cool guy. Cool guy.
Josephine.
We have more cats. Josephine's terrible.
Yeah.
If your name is Josephine, here's one for you. I hate you.
Josephine was also the name of the
your character, yeah.
Well, not my character.
No, sorry, not yours. Yes. Yeah.
And on that note, I think that should wrap up episode 2.
We could wrap up episode 2, I think. Yeah.
So,
Put a bow on it.
So, if you're still with us after that long, meandering conversation, hit the like button, subscribe if you're into it. Yeah, Chad's going to angrily point at his phone, although I'm not going to cut to that camera, so it doesn't matter. And join our Discord, comment, do all of the things. We love you so much, all 8 million of you. 8,000,002 and 2 by now, I would assume.
I think so.
Yeah.
And
So
we'll
still
see you.
just 8 million because fuck those.
Yeah, those 2 people, they're the ones we hate.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.